Hey guys, MCU Collector here with the new video, and here today I bring you the Walgreens exclusive Hasbro Marvel Legends series X-Men Marvel's Mystique. Now this figure is not yet in US Walgreens as far as I know. I did receive this today from robotkingdom.com. So do not go out and rush to your local Walgreens because chances are they will not have it. No clue when these will start showing up in store. Hopefully soon, hopefully by the end of the month, mid-month, in a couple of weeks, who knows. Could show up any day now. But again, this did not come from Walgreens. It came from robotkingdom.com. What an awesome looking figure. What an awesome looking package. We're going to go over it really quick. So you see Marvel's Mystique. We have the figure. You have two guns in there, which you probably can't see in the video because they're gold and with the yellow background. You just can't see them. We get two additional interchangeable heads of Queen Lilandra and Rogue, or Mystique changing into Rogue. Interesting that they came with those two head choices. We'll see what that's all about in the video. Look at the side artwork, looking pretty great. We get some nice comic artwork of Mystique. Same artwork is on the back of the package there. So instead of a promo shot of the figure, we get new comic art. Really cool looking. I really like the way it looks. Nice and colorful. Pretty awesome. Let's look at that bio. Okay, the bio reads, Marvel's Mystique, an expert of duplication and duplicity, Mystique uses powers of shape-shifting to assume others' identities and complete covert missions. Pretty awesome. Again, there's the artwork, and there is the figure. Let's get this open and take a look. Alright, and here is the Mystique figure out of the package, and what a very good figure. Now, my gripes with this figure are going to be solely on the fact that I do not like this female body mold that they use for this figure. It's the same as the Silver Sable figure. I just don't like it because it's pretty hard to get to stand. The legs are very thin. But aesthetically, it's a very awesome looking figure because we get the classic look for Mystique, which I am very happy with. The head sculpt looked great, all three of them. So that's all very good. The paint apps on this are actually pretty good, a little bit better than I thought. I was worried because it seems like with the X-Men figures that we've gotten some QC issues with the paint. And my thoughts are probably because they're producing more X-Men figures compared to some other ones, that there would be some issues in the paint as the production is higher and probably needs to move more figures. But the blue and the white come together. There's a little bit of fuzziness on the lines. It's not terrible, but it's also not the best. And then mine had some kind of thing going on in the hair over here. I took some of it off, but no big deal. The weapons are pretty basic. There's no paint to them or anything, so it's kind of odd, but let's take a look at those accessories right now. The two guns and then those two additional interchangeable heads she comes with. Okay, so here are the accessories that the Mystique figure comes with. So she comes with the two interchangeable heads, the one for Queen Lilandra, which looks very good. Pretty basic paint apps on there, but the eyes come out looking very clean. The black paint on there is nice, and then a nice kind of pinkish color for the lipstick on the figure. And you can see that they give it the layered look, so there's multiple pieces to this head, which I really like the way they do that. Instead of having it all sculpted, it really looks like there's an actual face inside of a helmet or headpiece. So I like the way they did that. Here we have the Rogue head, which has the Mystique transformation look to it, which is kind of odd because you get blue, and I like the way they do it. It looks like it's shaded or fading into the skin tone, so I like the way that looks. It has that airbrush kind of look to it. What I think is very, very odd, though, is that they didn't paint the ear. So why would they not paint the ear? That to me just seems a little weird. Like, if you're going to have the half blue, why is the ear not painted? But ultimately not that big of a deal. Here, in comparison with the original Rogue head, you could see that there's more white hair on the original, there's less on the new one, and then the hair is kind of a brighter red. It's actually pretty shiny, and then you actually get a little two-tone red in there, so maybe that's part of the transition effect from Mystique's hair color of the bright red into the dark red. And actually, in looking at the Mystique hair, which makes perfect sense why they would do that, now that I think about it. So nice differences there, and then you get gold for the eyes, because again, for Mystique, those are her eye colors, so I do like the way that came out. Now, as far as the weapons, again, we have two different guns. So here it's just done in a dull gold plastic. There's no paint whatsoever on this. We've seen this gun before. I'm trying to think of who's come with it. If it was Hydra Soldier, I believe. Nuke may have come with one. Punisher probably. I can't remember off the top of my head, so just pretty basic. Again, no paint. We've seen this gun multiple times. Again, no paint to this as well. Same with the same gold dull paint, and it's a little warped, but very thin, so of course that's going to happen in those packages. So that's it for her accessories. Now let's take a closer look at the figure. Okay, so here is the Mystique figure. I'm not going to go over the articulation because we've seen this body mold used over and over again. Probably every 2 out of 3 female figures uses this body mold. So I won't go over it. What I will show you, though, is the head sculpt. Now, the head sculpt, I think the face came out looking very nice. I really like the way that came out. The paint apps on it are very good. The red for her eyebrows. You get the yellow, gold for her eyes, and then the black eyeliner around, which looks very good. And then the dark red lipstick, the white teeth came out looking very good and clean. So Hasbro did a good job there. We get a little bit of silver for that skull that's at the top of her head. Now it's very small, so it's kind of hard to make out, but you can really see the shape of it. There's not a whole lot of detail into it, but you can see that it does come out quite nice. Her hair, it's a nice red color, and it goes into a darker color down towards the bottom, and again has that very shiny look to it. I had some gunk or some kind of dried up glue or something that came out on mine, which I kind of picked off, but there's still a little bit there, so that's unfortunate on that one. Again, those are going to be like the one-off QC things, nothing anybody else should really be too concerned about. Looking at the white into the blue, again, pretty clean, no issues along here. It's going to be more so actually on her legs, a little bit of fuzziness right there in that shoulder blade. Again, not so much of an issue. A little bit on the back there, not a big deal. I get a little blue, a little scuffs kind of throughout. The skirt piece has a nice bright gold, metallic gold to it there, and you see a little bit of the white plastic from up underneath, because again, it's just all done in a white rubbery material, and then they had to paint all the skulls gold, and they did so all the way around the figure. So that looks pretty good. Again, all just blue skin tone. And then as we go into the boots, you can see a lot of the fuzziness is going to be along the white and blue lines here on her legs. Not so bad on this one, except a little bit there in the front. We get a little bit of it, but it's not too bad. So again, there we go. So again, pretty basic figure, but a very nice figure to have. You know, I think the more characters that we can get, the better, and then we get a nice classic Mystique. Whereas this, in this suit, wasn't released since the old Toy Biz days. There was a Hasbro Mystique figure. Was that the Epic Heroes wave? You guys let me know down below. I think that's what it is. I don't actually have that figure. I almost got it a couple of times, but ended up not working out. But I'm glad I now have this one. So now let's take a look at these other heads on the bodies. Now, we don't know. We assume that this is kind of what Hasbro was doing, because I tried to look it up to see if Mystique at any point actually transformed herself into Queen Lilandra, and I don't believe she has. You guys let me know down below if you remember anything from the comics. There's nothing that I was able to kind of search up and see. So the thought is that Hasbro giving us Silver Sable and the Queen Lilandra head at the same time, is that we would be able to use the Silver Sable body for Lilandra, and it actually works out pretty good. It's not an exact color match because this isn't so metallic, but it is pretty close to where, if you're from the distant eye, you're not going to notice any difference. Now, I took off all the harness pieces and everything from the Silver Sable figure. This could probably come off, but I don't really want to cut that off, and I don't know how to take these pieces apart and everything, so I'm going to leave that. But I think that looks pretty good. Now, this is kind of breaking one of my rules in collecting and interchanging parts for figures. In this particular case, it seems like it was very what's the word I'm looking for? Very intentional that Hasbro did this. And it kind of goes along the lines of the Kingpin, Shadow King. Those are the kinds of things that I'll have no problem doing, and I double up. So this is a second Silver Sable body that I have, so I could do specifically this. Now we're going to look at the Rogue figure, and this looks very good. Now, one thing I don't remember, because I never took the previous head off, is that there is no hinge on this neck. which is unfortunate, but this looks very good. Now, I actually was trying to get a second Rogue figure. I didn't know I needed a second one until now, because I would like to display a second figure like this, so you can have kind of Mystique in the transforming into Rogue, or you know, the end of it, she's almost fully Rogue, however it is. But I would like to display one. So if you guys have a Rogue figure for sale, a complete Rogue figure, let me know down below. I may just end up buying it from you. You can leave me a comment or send me an email. You can connect with me on Instagram or anything like that. But again, I think that looks very good. So there is the Mystique figure. If you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up if you guys liked the video. Again, do not rush to your Walgreens. This came from robotkingdom.com. And that's it. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone for watching.